Hello, viewer. I hope you are doing well. I am changing up the vlog a little bit, and I thought at the beginning of this vlog's video I would explain a little bit about it. As I had said in a previous video, I am sleeping and I am working a lot, and it doesn't make for interesting videos. So I thought that one thing I could do is film once a week on Fridays. If something interesting pops up in the middle of the week, I could film then too. But because I have Fridays off, I could plan on filming on those days. And then I can do some sort of creative project or work in my journals or my commonplace book, do some decluttering, whatever, on a Friday and record it, and then put all the clips together to make a monthly vlog. And so this is the first experiment with that. So instead of having a vlog that spans over a week, it will span over a month, basically a month's worth of Fridays. Today is actually a Wednesday, but I happen to have a little bit of spare time with nobody around, so I thought I would go ahead and film a short little talking segment where I update you on some things and set some intentions for this month. That is a big reason why I'm doing this vlog, is to be able to set my intentions with how I use my time, because I know if I'm planning on filming it for the vlog, I need something sort of interesting to do, so I could do something creative or something that rejuvenates me as opposed to just sleeping all the time. So welcome to the month of July. This is July's vlog. Today it is dark outside. I think it is starting to rain. I heard a little bit of rumbling thunder earlier. And so it is the type of weather I like. Luckily, it wasn't raining and thundering earlier when I had to drive to my first class, because I hate driving in the rain. But a few things I wanted to update you on. I finished my first quarterly booklet for my planner. So if you remember when I explained my planner system, I have a yearly booklet that stays in here all the time. And then I have a second booklet that spans over a quarter. So I have my yearly sort of list and tracking pages. And then I have planning pages set up for a quarter in each booklet. So I finished my first quarterly booklet in June, and it looks like this. At the beginning, I wasn't decorating a whole lot because I was busy with work and stuff, but it served its purpose, which was what was important for me, and why I moved into this early, even though I had a Hobonichi weeks, was because I couldn't draw a layout each week. It just was too much time, it was too much effort, and I was too sleepy and too busy with work. So I wanted something that had my layout already laid out, and this was perfect for that. And then as I had some time off, I started decorating more. In here I tracked my mood and my energy levels I have narcolepsy, so I wanted to track my energy levels each day. June was a pretty good month. The days that are higher are relatively high for me. They're not necessarily high energy days for the average person, but they're high for me. So I had a pretty good month in June, and then, which was nice because that was my time off and I didn't want to be sleeping my whole time off. And it was interesting to see how my mood correlates with my energy levels. When my energy levels drop, my mood drops. So that was kind of interesting to see. Like I said, I started decorating towards the end, and I finished this quarterly notebook. So I hope to do a flip through of this soon. So if you're interested in seeing the whole thing, you can stay tuned for that. And you can see the layout here is a vertical layout. And if you remember, one of the fun things about having a quarterly book is that I can change the layout from quarter to quarter. So I had the vertical layout, and now I am in a new quarterly notebook, which has the basic structure and setup as the other one, except the weekly layouts are horizontal like this. So it has the same things. It has the week's top priorities, urgent, not urgent, a place for notes, habits, and currently. And I have a place to track the weather and put events and do little journalings for the day. That's what it looks like in action. So it's fun because I can change it up a little bit, but still have the essentials of what I need from week to week. So that's really nice. Something else that is different about this book is I accidentally ordered it with coded pages instead of uncoded, and I wanted it uncoded to make it easier to write in, but I'm actually finding writing on these satin coated pages is pretty pleasant. So I don't know, I may continue to order them satin coated in the future. We'll see. So that's my planner update. I think this may seem like a stationery channel, stationery planning, planner, journal type channel. That's just because I think some of the most interesting things I do are probably in notebooks. So that's what I tend to film. I talked last time about reading this book, Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, and I haven't finished it yet. I told you I was coming out of a reading slump, and so I can be a slow reader anyway, but when I'm coming out of a reading slump, I can be even slower. So not only have I been slow and going through periods where I haven't picked up the book as much as I would want to, I also had a book that became available through my library, and I suddenly on impulse, I was just like, oh, I want to read this now. So I picked up a book from the library. And so this book has been placed on hold because I need to try to finish the library book before it is back due at the library, which is in 10 days. I don't know if I'm going to finish it that fast because, again, I haven't been reading as much as I normally would, which is a shame. But sometimes I go in and out of reading slumps like this, and it's still just bothering me, unfortunately. So this is the ebook I'm reading from the library. It's called Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. I put this on hold a long time ago. I don't remember why. I don't know if I read something else by the author and just liked it and so wanted to pick something else up, or maybe I read something about this specific book, because I think it's supposed to be pretty gothic and I love gothic stuff. So at least that's the feeling I'm getting, that it's supposed to be sort of on the gothic side of things. So maybe that's why I put it on hold. I don't remember, and I don't remember what it's about at all. So I started reading this, and I'm going into this without knowing anything about it, and or having forgotten everything about it that I knew about it before. But I love the cover. I love the colors on the cover, and the title is intriguing to me. So I'm hoping maybe this will get me out of my reading slump, but we'll see, because with teaching just started back up this week, and the first week is always hectic, and which means I'm extra exhausted, more so than usual, and I am slow on these things, so we'll see how that goes. I don't actually read on my iPad. I just wanted to show you the cover and color. I read on my Kobo. But another thing I wanted to do with this talking segment is to set my intentions for the month, because that is the main reason for making this vlog, is setting intentions and following through with them. One thing I would like to do is, oh, I forgot to take my rings planner to the table with me. Hold on just a second. And we're back. So, I bought this from AliExpress, as I explained in a previous video. I am excited to use it, but I haven't had much of a chance to use it yet, other than designing some layouts for it. So I've been designing layouts and printing them on these pages I bought. So one of the intentions I want to set for this month is to use some of these layouts and see how usable they are and how feasible it is to use. I don't think this one's going to be very usable, but maybe this one. But I want to see how feasible it is to use a rings planner like this as a commonplace book. I also would like to decorate it and make it mine a little bit, because one of the fun things that drew me to this is how people personalize their rings planners. So one thing I wanted to start with is to print a sort of cover for it. And I'm thinking I'm going to use one by Megan Rhiannon or Petite Gloom. And I wanted to make a little thing that dangles down here with some charms on it. You can see I have some charms here, these sort of gothic looking charms. I have this hand, a pumpkin. My favorite is this haunted house, actually. Let's see. Yeah, this haunted house here. I don't know how well you can see that because I can't see the camera very well. But I love this haunted house, so I want to put that on there. So I'm going to put, some of these charms are probably too big to put on there, but I have some ghosts and bats and things. So I'm going to put a few charms on it, and I have these sort of black beads and pearl looking beads that I want to put on there and have it sort of dangle down. So when it's closed, it kind of peeks out of there a little bit. And when it's open, you can see the whole sort of chain or charm, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called when people put those things attached to their planners, but I'm hoping to make one. So I'll probably do that maybe this week and hopefully take you along for the ride for that one. And I hope to decorate this up a little bit and, like I said, use it. I also received my small one in the mail, the pocket, and I don't think it's feasible to set an intention to use this one yet. This might have to wait for another month. But I did make some, isn't it cute? If the small one works out, I'll be pretty excited. But I did make some layouts for it. just to test out this size paper, and I think I quite like it. I don't know. I'll be excited if this is the one I reach for, though I have a feeling that this size is going to be more usable than this size. But I thought I would get a cheap version of both just to see which one I tend to gravitate towards. And then I can buy a nicer cover that will last longer and move into that one. If I find that I even like rings, I don't know, I may hate it. This is all an experiment. So I hope to start that experiment. I guess I have already started because I've made some layouts, but I hope to start using those layouts this month and then sort of tweak them, perfect them a little bit, and then put them up in my shop for other people to use if they want to. So that, I think, those are my intentions for the month. And I think that's plenty. I'll also be 1 week going to an art museum, so there'll probably be some footage of that in here. And then I'll probably do another talking segment at the end to sort of sum up how the month went and update you on if I managed to finish a book or not. But those are my intentions and my updates for now. Thank you for joining me for the month of July. I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you have the sweetest dreams. Hello, viewer. I hope you are well. I have nail polish all over me. You can kind of see it in certain lights. My spouse and daughter decided to go out today to give me a little alone time, and I thought that would be the perfect time to film a sort of wrap up of July before I posted the video. And I wanted my nails to look nice, so I went to paint them, and sort of in a hurry and while utterly exhausted because I'm out of my Adderall. So I'm running on empty right now. I actually accidentally used a top coat as a base coat, so oops on that, and just kind of fudged it up, and I got nail polish all over me, and I haven't had time to clean it up yet because I'm worried my daughter and spouse are going to come home any minute, and I wanted to get this video filmed and done before they did, so I didn't have to be talking to you in front of other people. So we'll have to deal with my messy nails and hands. The lighting's kind of low in here, so maybe you don't see it as much, but... And this is supposed to be a sort of gold color, but it's looking kind of silverish in this light, which is interesting. Anyway, speaking of my daughter, I want to give a shout out to her because I was talking about how the transitions between the clips in my Hazy Metaphors videos are this sort of typewriter sound with typewriting letters and such, and that was when I thought I was going to be doing more writing in these videos, more story writing. And I've just gotten caught up in teaching so much that I haven't had time to do so much writing. And I thought I would like to do something, those transitions, something that was more me and something that represented me in the videos a little bit more. So I thought maybe little ghosts and bats and little stationery pieces and things like candles and books would be better suited for my videos. And so I am not an illustrator at all, and I asked my daughter to just draw up little things, and she went beyond that and animated them, which I thought was super cute, and I'm very excited about it. So shout out to my daughter for doing that for me for my little videos. I find it actually really cute. Nextly, I just wanted to wrap up July and go over what I did and didn't do. First off, I'll talk about books. I didn't really read anything. I'm still in this reading slump, and usually sometimes the beginning of the year starts off slow, or I go through a reading slump in the spring, but by summer I start binge reading. And the reason for that is I get seasonal affective disorder in the summer, and I'm looking for an escape and looking to escape the heat and all the responsibilities you're supposed to do in the yard and everything that I hate. So I usually binge read in the summer, so I'm finding it so frustrating that I'm still in this reading slump right now. But I didn't finish anything that I said I was going to read. I did start returning to this book, which I had started reading months ago. It's called Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert. If you can't guess, it's erotic fiction. It's erotic romance. And I had started reading it right before I got into this reading slump, and then I started going through this reading slump and didn't finish the book, and I just, on a whim, one day picked it up and was enjoying it. So maybe this will be a book I'll finish in August. We'll see. Hopefully it'll get me out of this reading slump. I've actually been in the mood, though, for more romantasy type books. So if you have any romantasy sort of entry into that genre type books that can help you get out of a reading slump, so nothing that is huge on the world building, but dives right into the story and into the characters and things like that. Do let me know in the comments, because I don't know why I'm in the mood for fantasy. It's sort of unusual for me. Usually I like sort of gothic type stuff, or romance. And anyway, I'm hoping that'll help me get out of this funk. I do have not a romance, a fantasy book on Chirp called A Fate Inked in Blood, and I think I'm going to start listening to that. I wonder if audiobooks might be my way out of this reading slump, because I feel like it's less like when I'm overly tired and I'm just laying there in bed, I can stick in my earphones and my AirPods and just listen to that. And so I think I'm going to start, I forget who the author is and I don't have it on me right now, but there's a book called A Fate Inked in Blood. I forget who recommended it. So I might give that a try and hope for the best that I can get out of this reading slump. And it'll be something I can listen to on car drives as well. So maybe that'll allow me to do a little more reading, because I have to drive about 40 minutes each way to and from work each day. So we'll see. We'll see. I really need out of this reading slump though, because I'm used to reading 35 to 50 books a year, I would say. And sometimes it goes well beyond that. If I'm really trying to escape something, stress in my life, I'll read up to 75 or close to 100 books sometimes. And this year I've read so far maybe 3 books so far, and that is quite behind for me. I don't want to force it, and I don't want to tell myself you have to read so many books every year, but it just feels unnatural to me to not be reading a book. I do go through reading slumps each year. I just don't know that they are usually this extreme as they are now. I usually go through periods where I'm not reading anything, and then periods where I'm reading 2 or 3 books at a time and getting through them pretty quickly for me. That is, I'm a slow reader. So that's my book update. And then I have a couple notebook updates that I have done for July. I set up this field notes book recently. These are stickers from Slowly Warm Company. They're on Etsy, and they have their own website to sell these stickers, and they're one of my favorite artists as far as sticker designs and illustrations, like watercolor illustrations go. I actually have one of their prints hanging up in my room. And so I set up this book, and for my key I have fragments, which would be little story bits, poetry and lyrics that I write, ideas that I come up with, things I want to expand on, maybe in my journal or something, and then commonplace. And this isn't my commonplace book. It's just a notebook that I carry around with me, and see, there's nothing in here yet, and just write down thoughts and things that I am having, or if I'm feeling particularly inspired and want to write down little story bits or lyrics or poetry, I can do that in here as a quick note. So this is going to be kind of a sloppy notebook. Right now it looks kind of pretty, but it'll probably get pretty sloppy and messy, which is fine. I love messy notebooks. I just wanted something that I can carry with me and jot down stuff. And so I think this will work nicely for that purpose, especially since I'm going to be out more. Whereas before when I started these videos, I was home a lot, which was a big reason I started the videos. I was home a lot and trying to use my time more intentionally, and now I'm out more because I'm working, and I still keep up with these videos because the limited time I am home, I want to not sleep that time away. I want to use that time intentionally too. So anyway, that's my little carry with me notebook. And then in my journal, earlier in this video, you probably saw that I set up some journaling pages for July, and I journaled in them. My ring just fell off. So this is how they turned out in the end. I like this page a lot. I love the cherries, and then the cherries kind of carry over onto this page. Love that. And then I have this sort of summary classical type page, and then I have these stickers come from Slowly Warm Company as well. These are sort of transfer stickers that I got from Jet Pens, but these stickers came from Slowly Warm Company, and I thought they were very summery looking. And I put sleep deprived on here just as a reminder to myself that I am sleep deprived, so don't be too hard on yourself. But that's how my journaling pages came out for the month of July. And then I have, oops, forgot to put, I have sort of this board and then a list of things that I can journal about if I don't know what to journal about. I heard a noise and I hope it's not people coming home. And then in my planner for the month of July, these are how my July pages turned out. So I haven't gone through and written my July reflection yet, which is what I'll do here. And I haven't gone through and crossed off what's been done. But this is what my July calendar looks like. I have my mood and energy over here, so I can see how my energy levels are affecting my mood, or vice versa. And then these are how my planner pages turned out. It's nice being able to work with a different layout each quarter. So now that we're in a new quarter, I have a different layout. This one I didn't decorate at all because sometimes it just be like that. And then I was experimenting with how I do my weekly reflections. So, but that was July. Now we're in August. I'm not liking this August page so far, but we'll see how it goes. So time is flying quickly. I also managed to decorate my Filofax knockoff type thing. If you saw in a video that I created this thing, and it was actually looped around. It was a lot longer and it looped around, and I thought that looked cute, but it seemed impractical for closing and opening this thing. I thought about looping it like this and having it just shorter, but I like the way when I close it, the haunted house kind of peeks out of the notebook. So I don't know. For now, I'll keep it this way. And then I have this photography page that I did. It just says "This is not your grave" on it. And some affirmations that I've learned in therapy that are particular to me. And an if found, how to contact me type card. And then I have a little card that from Megan Rhiannon, another artist I really love, about how keeping a notebook is not a waste of time. And then I created this sort of cover for it, which I really like how it turned out. It's very gothic-y and looking. And this is from a picture I took and edited. And then I took a transparency film I had from back in the day before we had computer projectors, and I cut it out to use as a sort of protection type thing for my cover page. But so I worked in here a little bit, mostly typing things up as opposed to writing by hand. And that was because at the time I was writing a lot of reflections and journaling pages and my hand was just tired. And so I started just typing things up, and I really enjoyed that, actually, typing things up for commonplacing. So I have a poem by Sylvia Plath in here. This is a page on rest. These are all quotes having to do with rest. And then I wrote sort of my thoughts about him over here. And then I have this review page, and I reviewed our trip to the Figge Art Museum, and which was amazing. They had this Southern photography exhibit that was my favorite, and it was Chris's favorite too. We just both absolutely loved it. And it was, I don't know, it was just amazing. It was one of those things where your mind gets so lost in it, you almost don't have words to describe it. And then when you come out of it, you don't know how to, you don't have the language to say what an experience it was. And then that sort of stayed with me throughout the rest of the museum. So I kind of had a hard time enjoying some of the other art. I still enjoyed it, but not as much as I would have if I hadn't seen this Southern photography exhibit first. Maybe I should have saved that for last, but I loved having the time to browse it and fully experience it. It was really good. And then I have another review page of a book I had read at the beginning of the year, so I was just trying out this page, and so I wrote my review up for it. This is Knockout by Sarah MacLean, which is a historical romance. And then I have my favorite quotes from Knockout in here. And then I have my vocabulary study, which I took from the book Knockout, and just took words that, not necessarily words I don't know, but words that I don't use and would like to use more. And I have this way of studying them. I didn't come up with it, but it's one I walk my students through as far as studying vocabulary. And so I created my own page for studying vocabulary in that way. And I think that's the end. I have sort of these blank pages. There's the reviews. For commonplacing articles and such, which I haven't done yet, I want to be able to make connections between things, even seemingly opposite things. So I have this place to put the concept or abstract of the article I read, similar concepts, seemingly opposite concepts, questions I have about it, and then further reading that came up in the article. And then I have a place to put like categories and tags, so I can easily look at the bottom as I'm flipping through pages and find what kind of topics I'm looking for. And then I have space on the back where I can commonplace quotes from the article, and then I can continue on onto these commonplace pages with a margin to jot down my own notes and thoughts, which I know commonplacing, you're not supposed to necessarily put your own thoughts into it, but I do. So that's that. That's what the vocabulary sheet looks like. I might make this bigger because I know not everybody's handwriting is as small as mine. So I might make this like 2 to a page instead of 3 to a page to make it bigger before I put it up in my shop. And then I had experimented with different ways of doing things, such. What did I have? I'm going to be making some calendar pages to put in my shop. Oh, I have this for sort of when you're overloaded with tasks and you want to prioritize them for the day. This sheet is a good way to do that. I love using this format for that. And this was the first time I used it in this Filofax type thing. I have a notepad I usually use. But you put, you have a place to brainstorm what you want to get done, and then you put the top 3 at the top, you know, and these are the 3 things that if you can only do 3 things today, which 3 would help you make you feel the most satisfied with your day, and you put those at the top. And then you have your urgent and not urgent tasks, so you know what to tackle first after completing the top 3. I love doing this because I have a hard time prioritizing in my head, and it's easier for me to do it on paper. So I'll probably put that in my shop eventually for other people who could benefit from something like this. This is probably too small to really be workable, so I'm going to make a different version of it. This one I think is more workable. This weekly layout. We'll see if I put it in the shop or not. I'm going to make a monthly calendar because I want one, and I'm going to put that up in the shop as well. I don't know when these things will be up in the shop, if they'll be up in time for this video or not, but I definitely hope so. And I'll probably have a couple things that are free, or you can just sort of donate what you want to, or just take them for free or whatever. And then I'll probably have some things that'll be pretty cheap for maybe the first week they're up. I might have them extra cheap and then kind of cheaply priced for permanently after that. And the reason for that is that it costs me money to buy this size paper and to use my printer and everything to test out these sheets. And so if I could get a little money back from making these layouts, I can keep creating them for people who could use them. So if you have any ideas of things you would like to see for like a Filofax type setup for a layout, let me know. And I love creating layouts. They're a lot of fun, and I would totally do it for free if it didn't cost me money to keep up with, because, well, my spouse isn't working right now, so I don't have like my personal allowance coming in, which means that I don't have much in spending money. So charging a little bit for the work that I do will just help offset the cost a little bit. But I do want to sort of give back to the stationery community, because I am just in awe of a lot of people in this community, what they do, and how creative they are and such. And so I want to give back a little bit, so I'll put some things for free on there. As far as the future of this vlog, I haven't put all the videos together from July yet to see how long this video comes out. I'm worried it's super long, and if that's the case, I may have to break it up into smaller videos somehow, maybe do once every other week or something instead of a monthly vlog. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep this one particularly a monthly vlog and call it an experiment, but we'll see if I keep doing it monthly or if I will go to maybe a 2-week vlog or something. I'm not sure. When my daughter is back in school, which should be later this month, I'm hoping I can create more videos in between the hazy metaphor videos as far as doing stationery chats. Like, I want to do a stationery chat on this, and go into more detail about how I use these pages and how you could possibly use them as well. So I want to do more stationery chats. I want to do more narcolepsy chats, and I want to do flip throughs of things. So I'm hoping to be able to create more videos other than hazy metaphors, which are kind of spread out throughout the month, and then, or once a month. And I don't know, just basically I want to create more content. I have ideas and I want to create them. So I hope that with my daughter being back to school soon, that I will have more time alone to where I can just chat with you, because I love chatting with you, viewer. I'm sorry if this was very rambly. I didn't make any notes and I am really tired right now. Anyway, thank you for sticking with this video. Thank you for your support and the comments you leave and everything. It just really helps me feel like I'm not just talking into the void, which is okay if I am, because these videos help me sort my thoughts anyway and help me set intentions. But it's nice to know that somebody is listening, viewers. So thank you so much for your support, and I hope you have the sweetest dreams. Bye.